5 home losses in a row for the first time in the club's history. Make no bones about this, the manager got it wrong. Jurgen Klopp's changes, I'm not saying cost us the game, but certainly did not help us. I have been and always will be in support of our manager, but I cannot and will not justify and stand over those changes that were made today. Congratulations to Chelsea, they came, they got their victory. Good goal from Mason Mount, fair play, I always give credit where it's due. But how on earth can you take off Mohamed Salah, the player, the only one of our front three that was creating a goddamn thing out there on that pitch, and he takes him off? And then what does he do later on in the game? He takes Curtis Jones off at the same time, by the way, which, again, silly decision. Leaves Thiago on, who wasn't impacting the game at all. And then, just to rub the salt in, he takes off another one of our players to bring on James Milner. Naby Keita sitting on the bench getting splinters in his arse. Somebody that could come on and impact the game. Make no bones about it. I am pointing the finger of blame today squarely on the manager's back. And it's the first time I've ever done it on the channel. And I'm not just overreacting to a loss. Those changes were goddamn ridiculous. They were absolutely ludicrous. Nobody can explain or justify to me why Mohamed Salah got taken off the pitch there today. He was the only one that created a thing for us. He put a ball through to Curtis Jones and to Sadio Mane that they both should have done better with. Absolutely ridiculous decision making from the manager today. And he has to hold his hands up and admit that he got it wrong. Very rarely will I ever get on the manager's back. I love him. I'm 100% Klopp in. But that is inexcusable in my book, ladies and gentlemen. How? How when you're chasing a game at home? You've lost 4 in a row already. The top 4's on the line. And you take off your top scorer. You take him off. The only one that could probably have done something in that game. And you take the man off. What message does that send? What does it send? It is ridiculous. Yet again, sideways passing, long hopeful balls, same old story, banging our head against a goddamn brick wall. I am sorry, but that is not good enough. That is not good enough for the players that we had out there today. That is not good enough for the players that we had at our disposal from the bench. Diogo Jota came on, he did alright. Chamberlain, in fairness, wouldn't have been my first substitution change along with Jota, but he did alright. But Thiago comes off and he replaces him with Jimmy Milner. Jimmy Milner, who was a great forward, a great midfielder, a great player, and somebody who you bring on to see out a game. Not when you're chasing a game. Not when you're staring down the barrel of the 5th home defeat in a row for the first time in your club's history in the top tier of football. I'm sorry, folks, the gaffer completely shit the bed today, and I'm absolutely fuming at that. Again, congrats to Chelsea. Great goal from Mason Mount. But one shot on target. One goddamn shot on target in an entire 90 minutes of football at home in a fight for the top 4. And to even call that a shot on target was a stretch, because it was a Gini Wijnaldum header. Compared to what? Chelsea's 6 attempts on target that they had. One team went out there today with an attacking intent. One team went out there today trying to win that game. And it certainly wasn't us, because we did what we've been doing over and over again. Rinse and repeat. Side to side. Diagonal balls. Hopeful balls over the top. And then take off your top goddamn goal scorer. Oh, and while I'm at it, let's have a little bone with Sadio Mane. 2 games in a row now, Sadio. 2 games in a row the fella gets into the penalty area, gets fouled and stands on his feet. Could have had a blatant penalty in the first half if he goes to the ground. But no, 2 on us for his own good. And here we are, 90 minutes at full time. We've lost. There again lies the difference. Go to ground, fella. You got the touch, go to ground. Now the handball on Kante, never a penno. Never a penno in a million years, in my eyes. Too close to him, no problem with that. I'm apoplectic is the word, folks. I'm absolutely shocked at those decisions from the manager. You're chasing a game. Chasing a game against the team who are directly ahead of you. 1 point ahead of you, and you're already a goal down. A goal, by the way, that came about because we gave the ball away on another one of our ridiculous attacking attempts where we try a little half-lobbed cross in and Chelsea intercept it. Good play, I think it was by Kante, who feeds in Mason Mount. And look, Mason Mount's finish was quality. No problems there. We got a warning earlier on. We got very, very lucky when Werner was, an arse hair, a nose hair offside. And we get away with that one. I'm sorry. I very rarely will ever criticise our manager, but he got it very, very wrong today and he has to hold his hands up. How can you have Keita sitting on the bench and bring Jimmy Milner around to chase the game? Can anybody explain that? How can you have Mohamed Salah who's been our top scorer, the only one that knows where the goal is, and he takes them off. And to make it worse, you see Salah shaking his head in his stand because he knows how ridiculous it is. Has he lost the plot? I don't know anymore. Honestly, I'm baffled. Over to you guys, because I've lost it. I don't know what to say. Those decisions were just ridiculous. It's just rinse and repeat. If it doesn't work, try it another 50 times, lads. It might work again. Chelsea, the difference there was they switched up their attack. They tried a few long balls. They tried a few passes in and around the box. They tried some 1-2 touches with third man runs. Every time we cross a ball into the box, we're hitting it in like Peter Crouch is in there. When the truth of the matter is, we should be getting to the byline, cutting the ball back to the edge of the box for a third man run, or playing it on the deck, because we have small, pacey forwards. Not Peter Crouch, not Olivier Giroud, not these monsters in the box that are going to win headers against Christensen and Rudiger, who'll mop that shit up all day long. Oh, look, that's all but done, our top 4 chances now. All but done it, and again, we go out with a fucking whimper, a home. It's ridiculous, it's embarrassing, and it's just not good enough. He should have started Keita, is what Nizar said. What subs did Klopp make? I'll talk you through exactly what subs he made, mate. So, at 62 minutes, he takes off Mohamed Salah and takes off Curtis Jones, 2 of our best attacking players on the pitch, and he brings on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Diogo Jota. Nothing against the 2 boys that came on, by the way, but when you've got Thiago out there who was useless, who just moved the ball sideways and did nothing to impact us going forward, and you take Curtis Jones off yet again, and then what really rubs the salt in is, on the 80-minute mark, he takes Thiago off, and you're thinking, right, time for Naby Keita. Oh no, Jimmy Milner. Jimmy Milner is no better boy to bring on when you want to see out a game, or when you're winning a game, or you need to calm it down. But everybody knows he's not going to do anything to impact us going forward to change the game. Even if it does allow one of our other midfielders, maybe Gini, to get on the front foot. We have Keita there, somebody who can break the lines. And he didn't even get a sniff. Not a chance to come on and impact the game. It is ridiculous. Can people stop slating Thiago when he played well? He didn't play well. Now, to be fair to Thiago, he's not been played in the right position. He should be 15 yards further up the pitch. He's been played in that 6 role that really doesn't suit him. He should be played a bit further forward. And look, there are circumstances about why he is there. Obviously, we haven't got Fabinho and Henderson in that midfield alongside him. So there are reasons, there are mitigating circumstances, but he's too sloppy in possession, his first touch is too heavy, and again, just pumping balls into the box. They're Hail Mary crosses. We got what we deserved again. We got what we deserved again. At home, defending Premier League champions, 1 goddamn shot on target in 90 minutes. It's just not good enough. Nabil said the front 3 need to be gone, get some real striker. We have one, mate. Top scorer in the Premier League, and he takes them off on 62 minutes. Takes the lad off. The only one that was creating. In the first half, he played 2 magnificent balls. Salah played a beauty into Sadio Mane, who swings and the ball hits his arse. He plays another great ball into Curtis Jones. A little bit more difficult to control, but Jones doesn't even manage to do that and get a shot away. And then he takes him off. He takes him off. Patrick said, I'm never Klopp out, but I have to question his tactics subs. He's too stubborn. Mix it up, tweak it with our more creative players, not Milner. That's exactly my sentiment, mate. I am fully behind the manager and I love him, but those decisions are just baffling. I'm not Klopp out, nor will I be Klopp out, but I can't understand those decisions. I just can't understand them. I would have taken off Mane. Yes, so would I, mate. I actually thought Bobby had one of his better games today. Yeah, he wasn't in the box as much, but he was making things tick at times, whereas Sadio was losing foot races to Antonio Rudiger. To Rudiger. You'd expect him to have Rudiger on toast for pace. I don't know what's gone wrong. Has he lost a yard of pace? It's frustrating, folks. It is really, really frustrating. 8 of our best 11 playing, and we play that crap. It's worrying. Salah off is beyond belief. We deserved nothing. We should have had a penalty. Hand was up, no debate. To me, Brendan, honestly, mate, on the handball, I don't think it was a penalty, and here's why. Did it hit his hand? Yes. No denying that. But the distance the ball travelled from when we crossed it to hitting Kante's hand, I feel, just my opinion, that would have been very harsh. Now, in the first half, Why Sadio didn't go to ground, we would have had a Stonewall penalty. He did it in the last game as well, by the way. Stayed on his feet when we could have had another penalty. And yeah, here we are. That would have been a goal to put us 1-0 up. Give us a good established foot in the game. And let Chelsea come on to us then. But no. Too honest again. Klopp subs were poor tonight. Instead of Milner, bring Keita on, said Scotty. It's a shame, but do you think we'll bounce back? I said before the game, and I've got to stand over what I said. I said that if we draw this game or win this game, I don't think it's the end of the world. Losing this game has put us in a whole world of pain, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea are now 4 points ahead of us. Everton are now 3 points ahead of us with a game in hand. West Ham are now ahead of us. It's looking very difficult to make an argument as to how we can climb our way back into top 4 when we're winning 1 game out of 6 or 1 game out of 5. 5 losses at home. Never happened to the club before. 5 losses at home after going 60, 66, 67 games unbeaten. How do you explain it? We can talk about not having Van Dijk. We can talk about Gomez. But at the same time, the players that were out there on that pitch, that was a decent enough team out there. We should have done better. 1 shot on target is inexcusable. So what's the handball rule? The honest answer, buddy, the honest answer is I don't know anymore. I don't know what the handball rule is. But my opinion, and it is just that, was that I don't think the ball travelled far enough that there was that Kante could have done. That's my hand on heart, honest opinion. But the Mane one, I'm baffled as to why he didn't go to ground. Too honest for his own good. Thiago should be played just behind Firmino, not centre mid. He wasn't even at centre mid, mate. That's the problem. He was more in a 6. He was in that like deep line Xavi Alonso Regista style role, and he didn't really play too many balls between the lines. He was playing them more sideways. He did exactly what Henderson used to get accused of. Everyone has to wake up, said Soccer Fanatic. I agree, it's just not being good enough. Look at Salah's agent's post. I don't follow Salah's agent, mate, but he has every right to be pissed off. Salah has every right to be sitting on that bench absolutely fuming after being taken off because he did not deserve to be. There's no justification whatsoever for that man getting dragged off in 62 minutes. None. He was the best of the front 3. Can we all at least agree on that? Oh, it's just... It's soul destroying. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It's embarrassing. A lot of people saying Salah's going to leave now. I don't know what is the case, but whatever happens, that ain't going to help. That ain't going to help matters when you drag your best player off. That's just ridiculous. Oren said, I thought the handball rule was that if I hit the hand, it is a free kick. Mate, I'll be honest, as I said, pal, I don't know. You know, you see the United incident where it looked like, who was it at the time? I can't remember who. Hudson-Odoi, I think it was, that hit his hand in the box. And I thought that was a penalty because it was different. Today, I'm always going to be honest, and Liverpool fans might not want to hear me saying this, but I think the ball didn't travel anywhere near far enough for that to be a penalty off Kante's hand. I really don't. There's not much he could do about it. They can talk about the unnatural position, but I don't even know if that is actually worded in law. I think it's making the silhouette of your body bigger. But then again, as I've just said, they've changed it twice recently, so I honestly don't know. Brendan said, agree with you about Mane. He should have went down. The handball decisions they give now as if hand is up, regardless of the distance away, it's a pen. Well, it would have been looked at by VAR. That's all we know for certain, is that it was looked at and it was decided it wasn't a penalty. Now, we can all have our own views on this, and I think we're all as confused as each other when it comes to the handball rule. But I don't want to take away from Chelsea here, by the way, because, you know, the stats tell their own story. 6 shots on target for them from the away from home team, 1 on target for us. Possession we shaded 54-46. We had 5 corners to their 2, but none of that means anything. None of that means anything if the ball doesn't go into the back of the net. And yet again, we just were limp in attack, lifeless in attack, not good enough in attack. I'm baffled. I really am, folks. I'm baffled and I'm very annoyed. Code A Line says, if this if it's the distance, why the handball for full? Mate, so I'm admitting honestly that I don't know what the rule is anymore. But I always look at it this way. If my team was on the end of that decision, how would I feel? And I've got to say, if Liverpool had a penalty given against them for that, which by the way I think we did with Gomez earlier on in the season, but I believe there's been a rule change since then, I'd be fuming. I'd be fuming if that happened. So that's my take, as my honest take on it. Now, I could be absolutely wrong in law on this, and, you know, if I am, well then, what the hell were VAR doing? Because they looked at it and they decided it wasn't a penalty. But of course I respect everybody's views on this, and we're all as confused as each other over the handball. Have I been banned? No, Bradley, you can see your comment on the screen there, fella. Klopp's so arrogant he won't relax the back line and he won't play a wide attacks. I don't know if arrogance the word more than stubborn. Stubborn, I think, is a fair word. Someone said this is down to Linders, not Klopp. Well, Klopp's the manager, mate. Klopp, the buck stops with the manager. So, they are a coaching team, of course. They all have their input on it, but at the end of the day, the decisions are Jurgen's to make. Mane and Firmino look like they've zero ambition. Jota looked willing. Yeah, I thought Jota looked very good when he came on. Very bright for somebody who's been out as long as he has. And I thought that he did well when he came on. I actually thought Bobby was okay. Firmino, I thought he looked a lot better in control of the ball today. Tried to spin into areas and create. Mane, I don't think had a good game at all. I mean, Rudiger had him on toast a couple of times. Sorry, I want to get through more of your comments, folks. And Jack Gill will be live with another reaction show, by the way, as soon as I'm finished. Again, thank you to everyone for hitting the subscribe button and getting us to 80k. I didn't even get a chance to say that during the stream because I was so angry and so frustrated and so disappointed. But it means the world to us, so thank you sincerely for that. Oxlade-Chamberlain's only good at being a clown on social media. Again, wouldn't have been my choice of substitution. I would have liked those two substitutions to be Jota and Keita to come on, and Thiago and maybe Mane or Thiago and Bobby to go off. That would have been the first two changes that I would have liked to have seen. But to take Salah off, he's obviously not carrying an injury because he was shaking his head and pissed off. But it's inexcusable. It is inexcusable. It's just stubbornness and stupidity. I can't get my head past it, and I can't justify it in any way. Congrats on 80k, thank you. Thoughts on Jones future captain? Yeah, I mean, hopefully, potentially, he's a baller, Curtis Jones, and I'm sick of seeing him getting taken off when he's putting in good performances. I'm fed up of seeing him taken off around the hour mark when he doesn't deserve to be. Thiago should have been pulled off. Gini, I thought, was okay, very full of energy today. I was surprised to see him have that much energy, but again, no penetration, no ideas going forward. It's not good enough. It's just as simple. There's not anything else I can say that I haven't said over the past 4 or 5 weeks. Dylan said, I personally believe Jones and Salah were the best players. Jota should have been brought on for Mane earlier, but we move heartbreaking but still believe. I agree with your sentiments there, mate. Again, Jones and Salah, like I said a moment ago, should have stayed on the pitch, both of them. And then Thiago should have come off with Mane or Firmino. Mane, man of the match. Nah, not by a long shot, mate. I'm sorry. Not for me. Of course, you're fully entitled to your opinion. For me, man of the match can't be a Liverpool player anyway. I thought Mount's goal was exceptional. I mean, he had a lot of work to do when he picked it up. As soon as he cut inside, I was worried because it looked like he had half a yard on Fabinho, and Fabinho wasn't going to be able to close it down. And from that point on, it's just a matter of can Mason Mount pick out the corner, and look, it was an exceptional finish from Mason Mount. Full credit to him. And we had a warning, as I said before, that when Timo Werner's goal was ruled out for a very close offside decision, that should have woken us up. But yet again, no. Yet again, we don't learn any lessons. And yet again, we get punished and we don't score at home. One shot on target. One goddamn shot on target, folks. Thoughts on Chelsea? Well, look, they're in a very good position now, mate. Thomas Tuchel, he's got another 1-0 win there for them, and he's got them moving in the right direction. And as much as I'm angry, of course, at our team and about how we played, I always give credit to the opposition. Chelsea done their job. They kept their clean sheet. I thought Christensen had a very good performance again, as did Rudiger, at the heart of that Chelsea defence. We didn't test their goalkeeper anywhere near enough. Just nothing again. Just no. How can you go week in and week out on the training ground and not create a goddamn thing? Not one pattern of play. Nothing different. They would have known what to expect, Chelsea. They would have drilled all week and we fed right into their hands yet again with the same patterns of play, the same hopeful crosses in aerially into the box when we have pacey small forwards. I'm just baffled by it. When do you start questioning Klopp's position? Not for me yet. I'm a long, long way off that. I honestly think that we need to get our players back in the summer. It's going to be very difficult if we don't get top 4. And look, it's a long shot right now to get top 4. Summer's going to be really important. And Klopp needs to get rid of these players that are living off reputation and just not doing it. We can make the excuses about injuries, we can make the excuses about burnout, but every team's in the same position as we are. And some of these lads are just playing and living off reputation, and it's not good enough. So we need to be ruthless, in the summer, and we need to get rid of these lads that are living off reputation, because I'm starting to get very worried now about this consistent level of poor performance. The manager will come on, no doubt, and he'll disguise it and say he's seen positive things. Sorry, not good enough. We're sick of hearing we're seeing positive things. We want to see the ball in the back of the net. We want to see our top goal scorer being put through the centre and given a chance to do what he does best, stick the ball in the back of the net. Another super chat here said Mane was awful. He's been awful for weeks. At least Salah's been getting some goals and can be a threat. Substitution was baffling again, and he did create our two best things in the first half. Two great balls from Mohamed Salah, one to Mane, one to Jones, and again we shit the bed on both of them. I agree, Addison Jota did look good when he came on. Is it time for Liverpool to actually invest in some players? 100%, Sam, but here's the problem, mate. If we go into the season with no Champions League football, one or two things happens. You either can't attract the players you want, or you pay through the nose for them because they've no Champions League football, and you pay them over the top with regards to wages. And bar winning the Champions League now, I'd be very, 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 very shocked if we get into the top 4. I'm putting my 80-20 against now in my head. I said all week 50-50. Results went their way this week, which makes it even more annoying. Leicester dropped points. Villa dropped points. United drop points, and we capitalise on it? No, we don't. We just let Chelsea move 4 points clear of us. I'm heartbroken, folks. I really am. I'm going to go. Jack Gill's going to come on and give you his match reaction now. I'll be back tomorrow, as always. I'll be recording with Leon. Thank you for your support. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video. I don't have the answers for you, folks. I just have the frustration that you're all feeling right now. Congrats to Chelsea, but we need to book up our ideas very goddamn quick. Talk to you soon. Lots of